Hi, welcome to another behind the scenes of my small handmade art and jewellery business. My name's Leanne, I'm a full-time artist and metalsmith. This is a toadstool painting that I did for a market back in March. Now, unfortunately, the painting didn't sell at that market, but there was a silver lining. I was able to bring it home and scan it, and then I can turn it into some cards and some prints. My scanner had died before the market and I wasn't able to get a new one until afterwards. So I think it turned out for the best, which is great. Now, I really enjoyed painting this piece because I'm loving painting small things and lots of small collections. And this was a chance for me to do a little collection of toadstools. And yeah, I love it. I think it came out really well. So this is the finished toadstool piece. It's in a frame without glass at the moment. I took the glass out so that I could take some better photos of it. But I now have a new printer and scanner, so I'm able to actually scan it and make some greeting cards and some prints from it. It was really frustrating not having a scanner. I was taking photos of things, but I've got an iPhone 11, so the camera on that is not brilliant. I really need to upgrade, but between the dental work that I'm having done and my headaches, money's just going to all those things, and I don't have enough left over to be able to upgrade my tech, which is a bit frustrating, but you know, I'll get there. So yeah, that was the toadstool piece I did. I also created some other pieces. I needed to create 3 pieces for the Incognito Art Show. The whole point of that is that you don't know what my pieces are. So I will show you some pieces of art that I've painted. Whether they're for the Incognito Art Show or not, I can't tell you. But yeah, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Doug and I went kayaking out on Port Phillip Bay. It was a beautiful morning. It was really quite flat and still, and it meant that we could kayak for sort of a few hours. It was also during the week, and that was great because it meant there weren't many people out there in boats and things like that. We kayaked for quite a distance as well. We went to a little cove that we love, which is just around the corner from Mount Martha Beach, and we stopped there and had a cup of tea, which is nice. This little cove tends to catch a lot of plastic that washes up on the shore, so I always have a look through and see what I can find. So yeah, there's Doug having a cup of tea. Hi, Doug. And then we saw a penguin, which was quite unusual for that area. So I rang some wildlife people and they went out to have a look. They couldn't find it, so obviously it was okay. But yeah, I think it might have just been having a little bit of a rest because it had been swimming for quite some time. And then, yeah, eventually we headed back, and yeah, it was just a really, really lovely morning. Oh, buddy.
He's got his eyes closed.
At the end of March, Mum and Dad and Doug and I went to Bendigo for the weekend. And while we were up there, we went to the Great Stupa. So it's actually called the Great Stupa of Universal Compassion, and it's a Buddhist monument which is just outside of Bendigo. And it was absolutely amazing. We got to wander around the grounds, like the garden, and we went inside the temple, and we saw a number of different Buddhist statues. It was a really, really amazing experience, and it was very beautiful. It was very calming. There was this baby Buddha that you could bathe. So you got the spoon and you spooned water onto its head. And my mum, and you do this to give yourself some good karma. My mum has a dodgy wrist, and while she was spooning the water onto the baby Buddha, she accidentally smacked it on the head with the spoon. So I don't know that she's got any good karma left. I'm addicted to doing sunrises and sunsets at the moment, and lots of little urban silhouettes. I'm just really loving getting into the nitty gritty of urban life and creating paintings out of it. So I'm out here, I'm sitting in my sit spot. So this is a place that I like to come and sit. And it's between Oak Hill Gallery's building and the Mornington Botanic Rose Garden. It's a beautiful little spot. I love it because there's a bit of sun, a bit of shade. It's fairly quiet. You might be able to hear a bit of traffic noise. There's a few birds hanging around, but it's just a really lovely place to sit. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking. It's where I do a lot of my thinking. And I'm thinking about the exhibition that Oak Hill Gallery are having in May called Dreamweaver, and what piece I would like to create for that. And I've settled on something with lanterns. So I'm going to go home, do a bit of research, have a look at some images and see what I would like to paint. And I want to do it as a quite a small piece. So not a big landscape, so really kind of focusing on one little area with the lanterns sort of across the top. So yeah, I'll have to go home, do a bit of sketching, do a bit of research, see if I can find some photos I like, things like that. And yeah, I'll start on that piece ready for the Dreamweaver exhibition. One of my favourite songs is by Birds of Tokyo, and it's actually called Lanterns. and they talk about lanterns at night lighting the way, but I feel like lanterns are just, it's one of those things that kind of weave, and they will weave down the street or they'll weave across the garden or whatever, and to me that kind of says Dreamweaver. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. So I'm going to finish my walk. I might sit here for a few more minutes because it really is quite beautiful today, and yeah, then I'll head home and start sketching out Dreamweaver. Well, start sketching out the piece for Dreamweaver. I think I'm going to call it Light Our Way, which is one of the lyrics in the Birds of Tokyo song. Just been for a walk, and it's just, it's been lovely weather. So I've really been enjoying it, trying to get as many steps in as I can. I'm aiming for sort of 8,000 a day, and I seem to be doing well. But I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I've been working on. So I have been making some cards. I made them previously and they sold really well, and I've just got back into making them again now that I've got my new printer. So I get handmade paper that is embedded with seeds, and then I print on it to make cards. And then it has some information on the back that tells you what to do with the card afterwards. So basically you can plant it and grow salad mix or chamomile, because they're the papers that I've got. And I wrap all of my stuff in cellophane, like actual cellophane, not plastic. So this is cellulose, and it will break down. You can actually tear it. If you hold it underwater, it breaks up. So it's something that is really important to me. As someone who is very eco-friendly, the environment is really, really important to me. I figure that making this sort of thing, apart from the fact that it makes me stand out from the crowd, it gives me something that I'm making that I feel really, really good about, knowing that it helps people to reduce their carbon footprint, and they can, it's reusable. You can either keep it and have it as a print, or you can bury it and grow some seedlings and some plants from it. So that's one thing that I've really been working a lot on. I've also got some smaller envelopes because I want to make some smaller cards as well. And I want to come up with a couple of other ideas that I can make out of this paper. Prints obviously isn't a great thing because people want to be able to keep prints. They don't necessarily want to be able to keep cards. I've got a couple of ideas, and then there's this one idea that it hasn't quite formed yet. It sort of keeps coming and then going, and I will get it eventually. And when I do, I'll let you know what it is. But there's just this pull, like I need to create something else, but I'm not sure what that something else is yet. So I'll let you know when that happens. But yeah, basically it just goes from my art to a scanned image, and then I print it straight onto this seeded paper. So yeah, I'm really thrilled. these always sell really well. So I'm so happy to have these back in my collection. Hi guys. Hi.
These days are dust, which sweetheart will blow away with this.
I'll swap with you. So that brings us to the end of another video. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again in the next one. Mwah. Bye for now.